Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Thursday, August 21st, a little after 4:45 in the afternoon. Markets are closed, and this is our daily recap video for our Roundhill weekly paying dividend funds. The first three are indexed covered call strategies: QDTE for the NASDAQ 100, XDTE for the S&P 100, RDTE for the Russell 2000. The last one's not a zero DTE strategy. It's just selling covered calls. Generally, they sell a weekly on Bitcoin related ETFs. I'm on X at ETF_inspector1. It's particularly helpful for these videos if you follow these Roundhill funds, because I post their zero DTE trades every morning when they make them. That way you can follow along, even trade along if that's what you're into. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. And I post other things too. Had a big day today. Hit the 4,000 mark on subscribers, so that was exciting. I don't know if you guys heard that. Sounded like something just fell in the upstairs bathroom. But anyway, other news. I got my first check from YouTube today, so I made a quick video about that. Not sure any of you guys investing wise are interested in it, but there's other people out on YouTube interested, so I did make that video. It's actually premiering right now, but don't have time for that. We got to talk to you guys about how the Roundhill funds did. So we take a look. We've got the NASDAQ 100 and QDTE, which trades off of that. NASDAQ down 0.46%, QDTE down 0.29%, so outperforming the underlying. S&P down 0.4%, XDTE down 0.29%, again outperforming. The Russell 2000 up 0.21%, and RDTE up 0.35%, outperforming again. And finally, YBTC is actually off of two different ETFs. CBTX was down 1.87%, and IBIT is the other. We have them up here for LFGY, down 1.86, so basically the same, and YBTC was only down 1.32%. So in all four cases, you were better off with your money in the Roundhill fund than in the underlying index or ETF. So let's take a look at our trades and see how they made out. We start off with QDTE. They swung for the fence this morning. They sold calls, 375 of them. As you can see, we should see 10 more contracts on the holdings page because we just sold 10 more calls today. 375 at 23,230, collecting $51.23 per share, $1.9 million. We look at NDX, and we need it to close below 23,230. It closed at 23,142, well below $0 for cash settlement, and this makes them 4 for 4 on the trading week. And this has been the best trading week since I've been covering them as far as this is concerned. They've had 5 for 5 weeks, but they haven't hit home runs in the $1 to $2 million range multiple times in the week. So going well. Just got to finish strong with one more trading day tomorrow. All right, as far as the holdings, like we said, there's 10 new contracts. So they bought more of the September 18th, 2026, 2,250 calls. They cost a lot, like $21,000 per would that be per share or per contract? Are we multiplying by 100? I can't remember. Either way, nobody's who's buying calls $20,000 in the money. These guys are. For some reason, my brain's just not working right now to do the math on that. But we've got $865 million in assets under management. That was before the day started. It's going to go down slightly because of the NASDAQ dropping close to 0.5%, but it might not. If more people bought into the fund today, then it would increase this. So we will find out tomorrow when we get the holdings information uploaded in here. Today was X day, dividend X day. So if you were holding QDTE all day today, or just if you started the day with it, basically, you will be receiving 23.925 cents per share in your account tomorrow. Next is XDTE. Again, they were 3 for 3 on the week going into today. They sold calls, 659 of them, so 8 more contracts than yesterday. 659 of them at 6,390 on the SPX, collecting $8.18 premium per share, or 539,000. I'd call that swinging for the fence too, considering they usually are collecting $3 to $4. Had a couple sevens last week, paid the price on both of them. So obviously, the more aggressive they sell these closer to the money, the more money they're going to receive in premium. Let's see if it worked out. SPX 63.70. They sold 63.90. So everything was safe. $0 to close out. Full profit of 539,000. Again, 4 for 4 on the week. XDTE's got $418 million in assets under management. There's your 8 new contracts at the furthest expiration date, September 18th of next year. $637 call with the price at $6,370. So they are way in the money. Those are, I would assume, those are the delta on those are like nothing. I might have that backwards. Either it's 100. No, 100 would be. It might be 100. Might be 1.0. But again, I'm better at delivering the news than trying to figure things out. So I'll stop talking about that and move on. These are going to decrease slightly because of the 0.4% decrease in the underlying today. And you'll be receiving 25.3980 cents per share as long as you held it today and did not purchase it today, had purchased it prior to today. 9.4 million outstanding shares. Last one out of the RDTEs was for the Russell 2000. They sold 662 calls at $22.70, expiring today, collecting $3.50 per share premium, or $231,000. Russell 2000, 22.74.10. So it's $4.10 beyond the sold strike. Everything is cash settled, so they've got to make up the difference. $4.10. I forgot they're losing $4.10 there. So while they brought in $231,000, they had to pay out $271,000. It comes to a net loss on the day of $39,720. They're doing okay as far as the week is concerned. They're still in the positive, but they just took their first daily loss. RDTE actually up. So I don't use these numbers because Excel spreadsheets, automatic numbers kind of just take a longer time to finish settling out at the end of the day. So you'll see 32.97 there for RDTE, where 33.01. So it actually performed a little better than what we're showing there. We got some odd differences. We had 10,000 shares drop on our outstanding shares, so people selling out of the fund yesterday. But then we had an increase of 19 contracts at this furthest dated expiration date. So it could possibly be people buying in previously, but they hadn't put the money to work, and then they just put some money to work buying more calls so they could sell more calls. And the timing just happened to be at the same day as other people were selling out. Not sure, but here's just the numbers, right? Our outstanding shares dropped by 10,000, and these contracts increased by 19. Tomorrow is payday, and as long as you owned it today, 25.4822 cents per share will be going in your account. That's over 40%. Can't beat it. $150 million in assets under management in the fund. Okay, and then finally, the coverage for today. We don't get intraday trades. We actually never get any kind of trades. We only pick up what they have sold on the holdings, and that's how we talk about it. So we said CBTX and IBIT were both down about 1.8, 1.86, 1.87% today. So Bitcoin related stocks took a little beating. So YBTC, which is basically it gets its value from creating synthetic positions in CBTX and IBIT and then selling weekly calls off of those. So this is almost like owning 75,600 shares of this one, and what would that be? 1,250,000 shares of IBIT, and then selling the appropriate amount of contracts off of those to generate income. I forgot to update my colors because beyond 5%, we put it in the green. So it's really looking like they're going to win these trades for the week. These should be very cheap to close out tomorrow. This is what they cost at the end of yesterday. We don't get the updated information until actually late tonight. So these will be very cheap to close out. So it'll make for a good close and roll to the following week. Unless CBTX and IBIT go up like 6+% tomorrow, these will be very practically free to close out, and they will generate more income selling for next week. The bad side about this is since they were down, these synthetic values are going to go deeper into the negative, right? Because these synthetic creates the same movement of owning the actual shares. So when it goes down, these will get more expensive to close out. So by September 19th, we've got to close these out. If they're positive, then we end up selling and keeping the money. If they're negative, we got to come up with the money to pay to close them out. Today is payday for YBTC. So you're getting 48.4327 cents per share. You got it today already. I say you, we. I have YBTC too. I didn't check my account, but they're on drip in my 401k, so I really don't even look. It just deposits it and then buys more shares. So hopefully the whole transaction took place in the same day, and I got some on a day where it's down 1.6%. But that's a 54% annual yield. There was an increase of 270,000 shares yesterday, bringing their outstanding shares up over 6 million. Net assets or assets under management, 286,000. All right, that's all I've got for you on this video. So keep an eye out for tomorrow's post on the intraday trades, the 0DTE trades, and then tomorrow's video will be the same as today, letting you know how things made out for the day, as well as the week totals and distribution guesstimate for next week's payment. All right, thank you and have a good night.